Hey, how are you doing?
Really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
That's great. So feel welcome first.
Thank you.
Second, I really would like you to think, what do you want?
I want to create more customers.
Create more customers. Oh, that sounds like magic or something. You cannot create them.
I want to create them. That's exactly what I want.
You mean like on clay or something? You create them?
They appear in front of me.
That they appear.
Yeah, because I want to create them. Yeah.
I talk about magic.
Exactly.
And
That's
they are
what I
not
want to
going-
create.
I know. And you know what? They are not going to appear.
No.
No, you need to do something.
Okay.
Because believe me, it's not a matter of creating, it's not a matter of blowing and then they show up. It is that you have to do something. But let me know a little bit more about that.
Okay.
So, what is that you want really?
I already have clients and that is perfect. I keep growing in my business and that is really, really good. But sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes it's not that easy. And when I haven't, I want to connect with them and really start to create them as customers. Not in a salesy part, but really help them.
Okay, good. So when you talk about creating them, you mean creating the relation? You mean creating more clients to create? What exactly is that thing you want to create?
More customers.
So you don't want to create it. You want to.
Attract them, and
Okay.
they can become part of. But for me, it's creating because it's more than just saying, do you want to be my customer and start to talk about something about that? But really create a relationship and create the environment where you are going to feel like, oh, I want to work with you.
Oh, I got the concept now. I get the concept now. So good, I understand. So creating those clients is the result of doing certain things.
Exactly.
Like you say, creating all this environment, maybe this relationship,
Exactly.
maybe all these things you do before, and then.
And they decide, yes, I want to be with you. Yeah.
Okay, great. I understand it much better now. That's good, isn't it good?
Perfect.
Well, that reminds me very much of a person I worked with once. And this person also told me, you know what, I want to sell more. And I said, sell more? I said, like, sure, I want to sell more. And I said, what do you want to sell more? You mean more products? You want to sell the same products to more clients? You want to, so we need to be really sure what we want. So that's why I wanted to make this distinction between what it was to create clients or to work in order to make them be clients or whatever you call it. However, when I worked with this man, the only thing that we needed to do is something that I love from my mentor and my trainer for many years, Dr. Richard Bandler, and he talks about reverse engineering. He talks about understanding how things work. But you know what? How things work from the end, not at the beginning.
Okay.
What I mean is this. Normally, we want to get to a place, we want to get to an objective, a goal, and we have that goal very clear. The problem is how we are going to get there, and maybe we don't know. The first time a friend of mine told me he was going to Disneyland, and I said, oh, that's great. Oh, are you really prepared? And he said, yeah, it was in my plan for so many years, and I wanted to save some money. Now I am prepared with that money. And I said, great. So what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to go to Disneyland. And I said, that's nice, that's perfect. Where are you going to stay? I don't know. And I said, okay, you have to consider that there are some hotels which are in Disneyland, and there are some other hotels which are outside. So it would be very important to know where you're going to stay. By the way, how long are you going to be there? I don't know. And I said, okay, that's very good also, and it's very important because you have to consider budget, you have to consider your money. Otherwise, you will arrive there and you don't know where you're going to stay and you don't know how long you're going to stay. And guess what? You won't know how you're going to move from the airport to this place, whatever it is, whether it's inside, or outside Disneyland. That's right. So that's why it makes me remember a little bit about what you're doing.
Okay.
Okay, very good. How will you know that you already got or already created more clients? How will you know?
When it's an easy process for me, that it's happening smoothly and quickly.
Okay, so, but this is the process. It's happening. My question is, how will you know that you're already there?
Because I feel that I'm there. I know that I'm there. And I see the people there.
You see the people there. Very good. So you see the people there, you feel that you are doing things. Great. Do you have an idea about how many people you would like to have? Because it's like, how many days are you going to be in this day? I don't know. How many clients will you want to have?
Depends, because there are several programs, but if it's talking one-on-one, for the one-on-ones, I'm talking about 15 to 20 people.
15 to 20 people. Okay. In a month or in a year?
Month.
Monthly. Oh, now that makes it different also.
Well, not really. It's more weekly. Yeah.
Weekly.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good to me. Okay, very good. Now, when I talk about you know how you're going to feel and how you know you're going to be there, it's very similar to when we talk about, again, we already achieved that. And that reminds me of Nikola Tesla, you know about him.
Yes.
And that reminds me of creating this engine for flying. It means this aircraft. And he designed that in his mind way before the airplanes were created. So how did he come to create this machine? Oh, very easily. Very easily. He created a machine in his mind, and once with the image in the mind, then he said, now I want this machine to work. And he put the machine to work for some months until it broke. When it broke, then he said, now it is the moment to put it apart and to disassemble all this and see what is going on with the machine. In order to repair that, what does he need to do?
Start to imagine again, open.
Exactly. Imagine an open. And once he opened, he saw the different elements in the machine. Isn't it great? Because when he understood that there were all these different springs and pieces, he started to say, well, this is the way the machine is working, and this is how this is prepared for it to work. And then he went back and he said, I need to repair this, whether it is a spring or something. And then he went one step ahead, beyond actually, going backwards, until he finished repairing this, and the machine was already repaired, was already new, and then he went step by step to create that. So you know what I mean. Yeah. Okay, I know that you are the expert in your business. Yeah. Definitely. But you know what I am expert on? Your mind. Well, actually, our minds. Yeah. And my mind can also help you now to know that we are going to do something. And that something is, first, to pay attention to the process you're living in now. Exactly. Because you notice that you have already changed certain things. And that rhythm which you are breathing in, and that side you are looking at me, the way you're moving, is because it is approaching you. So when finally you feel, because you can feel it now, it's just a moment to close your eyes. Now. That's great. You're doing great. And I wonder how deep you can go. Deeper yet. Deeper yet. Deeper. That's nice. That's nice. I'm going to take your hand, and I wonder if you have ever felt, if you have ever heard, if you have ever seen one piece of cloth that is wet, and when it goes and it's thrown to the floor, how it sounds like. And go deeper. And even deeper this time. Because actually, what you are requesting is something not that difficult. Because as I said before, here the expert in this business is you. Here, the expert who is going to create all those activities, who's going to run all these processes, you again. Just stop for a moment. Stop for a moment. And I want you to notice that in your head, there is an image. There is a clear image of you, and I don't know whether it is a picture or it is a movie, but there is an image of you with those clients that you want to create, all those clients that you are attracting, all those clients which are receiving your different services. Can you see them now? Great. I want you to use your hands and show me the size of the picture. That's great. Is that the angle where the image is? Okay, that's better. Keep your hands on the air. Just keep them there. Because what I want you to do now is to expand this a little bit more and to imagine that this is bigger yet. Exactly. Hey, do you feel good? Because I want you to notice every detail in this image. Look at yourself, the way you're doing, the way you're performing, in order to get to that image, in order to be that person who's got those clients now. And feel what it feels. Exactly. And build it. And you know how to spin it. Now, let us do something a little bit different now. I want you to keep that image. But I want you now, before you go into the image, because when I count to 3, you'll go to the image. Once you are there, you are going to see different things than what you see now. Go inside now. 3. Exactly. Inside. Inside. And what I want your unconscious mind to do is to analyze the whole process. Remember that if you're going to be in Disneyland, it's important that you know where you're staying, how long you're going to be staying there, to consider how many days you're going to spend, of course, in the country. Oh, wait a second. Isn't it important to have a visa? Isn't it important to have a passport? Hey, I want you to see, step by step, how you got there. How did you get to become the person who is going to have all these clients? Because it's not a matter of creating clients. It's a matter of doing things so that clients come to you. And if there are 20 steps from that image to the present, I want you to check on the step number 20, 19, 18, 17. And wait a second. Between 17 and 16, I am sure there could be some 16.1. 16.1.3 because you never know. And I want you to complete all those gaps and go to 16, 15, and as you can relax more now, exactly, continue moving backwards until you get to the point in which you are here listening to me. And when you are here listening to me, just let me know by moving your head. But hey, take your time now. Ooh, with curiosity. Ooh, with surprise. Ooh, solving things. Ooh. Mm. Ah. Great, I know we're here. I know we're here. And now I want you just to consider that definitely, like every and each one of the trips that you have ever taken, like going to Disneyland, you have to step first. You have to take one step. Step one, and then step two. And step by step, you are going to approach to where you want. Please, I want you to see clearly that first step. I want you to identify what is exactly what you have to do. See yourself doing it. And I want you to consider all the resources that for this first step you need. Because that's precisely what you're going to do for the next, and the next, and the next, and the next. Great. That's great. So in a moment, I will ask you to open your eyes, but not yet. First, I want you to build an humongous, a tremendous feeling of hunger. Hunger for clients. But you know what more important it is? A hunger of doing things, discovering things, finding out ways in which you can attract more clients. Because clients don't show up. You have to do things, and then they will come to see what you are doing. Good. So I'll be counting from 1 to 3. At 3, you'll open your eyes. After having this wonderful, nice trip inside your own Disneyland. 1. Wiggle your toes. Exactly. Good. 2. Hey. Take a deep breath. Exactly. And I just want to know first, what is the first step you're going to take?
Call some friends.
Call some friends. You know who these friends are? Okay, how many are they? 3 of them. Okay, that's the first step. You're going to call. When? Monday. Okay, you have to see the agenda. Okay, Monday. That's great. In the long run, that image, when is it going to happen? In a month. Okay. It's good time. In a month, you and I will talk, and you will let me know how well you're doing. And if something's going on and is different to what you expected, who cares? It's normal. It's part of it. I don't care for that. I will care for the final result. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.